If you're spending too much time babysitting ad managers, this video is for you. Today we're looking at Birch, formerly Revealbot, a cross-platform automation layer for Meta, Google, TikTok, and Snapchat that turns your playbooks into rules, adds creative and audience insights, and tightens measurement with server-side signals gateway so your data actually sticks. We'll walk through how it works, where it saves the most time, and when you might pair it with or pick an alternative. Timestamps are below, and if you want to test it for yourself, Birch offers our audience a 14-day free trial along with a small discount. So with that being said, let me show you what it actually does for you day to day. Essentially, Birch focuses on turning the playbooks you already use into automated rules and ready-made strategies so day-to-day bid changes, budget moves, pausing, scaling, and alerts happen without you living in each native ads manager. That core idea has been consistent since the Revealbot days, and the company's 2024 rebrand to Birch signals a broader push beyond pure rules into creative insights and signal quality. But the product foundation is the same: automate what's repeatable and surface what needs your judgment. Now that you've seen where Birch fits in your stack, let's turn that idea into action. The fastest way to feel the benefit is to encode your day-to-day playbook, and that lives in Birch's automation rules. Birch automation rules let you turn your playbook into repeatable actions that run on Meta, Google, TikTok, and Snapchat without watching dashboards all day. You pick what level the rule should touch, like campaigns, ad sets or ad groups, ads, or even keywords for Google. Then you narrow the scope with filters, so it targets only the items you care about. The builder gives you two paths to start. You can build from scratch or load a ready-made template for common tasks like pausing underperformers, restarting after hours, or scaling budgets. Templates exist for each platform, so you can get to a working rule fast and then customize it to your goals. Each rule is a simple statement of what to affect, what action to take, and when that action should fire. You choose the action first, which can be pause, start, increase or decrease budget, adjust bids on Google, duplicate entities, or just notify your team. You can add more than one action to a rule when you need to chain behavior, and you can cap how often an action is allowed to hit the same item so you do not overreact to noise. The action cap is independent from the schedule that decides how often the rule checks conditions, so you can check every 15 minutes but only let the action run once per hour. Conditions are where you describe the trigger. You can stack conditions with AND or OR, and you can nest groups to express more nuanced logic. Conditions cover the usual performance metrics such as CPC, CTR, CPM, CPA, ROAS, purchases, app events, and spend. You can also constrain by recent time windows like today, last 3 days including today, or last 7 days including today. You can also compare metrics to other metrics across time frames, which is handy when you want to react to trend changes rather than a static threshold. For example, when cost per purchase in the last 3 days is 20% worse than the last 7 days baseline. Ranking conditions add another layer by letting you target only the top or bottom performers in a set, like the bottom 20% of ads by ROAS in the past week. Scheduling is flexible so you can run rules continuously or only at certain times. If you want constant monitoring, you set a frequency from 15 minutes up to 72 hours, and the rule will check on that cadence. If you prefer day parting, you switch to a custom schedule and pick exact 15-minute slots on specific days. For example, to turn things off at night and back on in the morning. You can also limit a rule to a date range for promos. For Meta, Birch ships a deep set of starter patterns. You can pause when spend rises without conversions, catch high CPM or high CPC tests early, stop ads with low CTR, enforce CPA and ROAS limits, or do pure time-based day parting. You can also start things on a schedule or revive paused items when late conversions land inside your attribution window, which is useful when performance improves after you stopped an ad set. On the scaling side, you can increase budgets when CPA drops below your target or when ROAS crosses a threshold, and you can optionally add a cap on how often that increase is allowed. These patterns are pre-built and editable, so you can swap metrics, time windows, or thresholds to fit your account. For Google, Birch extends rules to the search stack with control at the campaign, ad group, ad, and keyword levels. You can pause waste at any level, raise or lower bids based on ROAS, cost per conversion, impression share loss from rank, or top impression rate, and you can scale budgets up or down with your own checks and schedules. Basic rules handle a lot, but the real power shows up when you need nuance. If you've ever wished you could compare this week to last week, rank winners inside a campaign, or look only at the hours that actually matter, the advanced options give you that precision without writing scripts. Birch's advanced tips for automated rules give you more flexibility and precision than what you get with Meta's native tools. Custom timeframes let you look at very specific periods when building your conditions. You can set a rule to check performance from a few days ago or even a few hours ago to make sure an asset is really active before an action runs. These timeframes can be created directly in the rule builder, which makes setup smooth and easy. Metric comparison takes things further by allowing you to compare one metric against another. You could check if an ad set's return on ad spend is lower than the average of its parent campaign and then trigger a budget decrease if that's the case. You can also compare metrics across different time periods, like this week versus last week, to spot performance shifts quickly. This makes it easy to build rules that catch drops in performance, such as a sudden decrease in conversion rate, so you can react right away by pausing or adjusting budgets. Ranking conditions add another layer by letting you compare performance within groups. You can create rules that automatically boost budgets for the top performers inside a campaign while avoiding weak ads or ad sets. Ranking adapts dynamically, so your rules always reflect the current performance landscape. Combined with custom timeframes and metric comparisons, it gives you automation that reacts in real time and focuses spend where it matters most. Once your guardrails are in place, the next lever is squeezing more value from the traffic you already paid for. That's where retargeting comes in. Birch makes retargeting feel like the rest of your media buying. You set up the right audiences and signals once, spin out creative at scale, and let rules keep budgets, bids, and pacing in line while you watch activity from one place. You can build and reuse saved audiences for common remarketing segments so they are always on hand when you launch new campaigns. And you can bulk create entire retargeting structures with dozens of ad variations in a few clicks instead of cloning in Ads Manager. That's handy for testing hooks, formats, and offers across cart abandoners, product viewers, site visitors, or social engagers without a pile of manual work. Good retargeting depends on clean event data, and Birch helps here by simplifying Meta's Signals Gateway and Conversions API setup so your website and app events arrive server-side with better match quality. That improves the size and fidelity of custom audiences you build from actions like view content, add to cart, and purchase, which tends to stabilize delivery and attribution in retargeting and dynamic product campaigns. If you're running catalog or DPA remarketing, that stronger signal flow supports Meta's dynamic ads that automatically show people the items they viewed or added to cart. With those retargeting loops up, you'll want clarity on which segments are actually carrying the weight. Instead of exporting to sheets, jump into the top audiences report and line them up side by side. The top audiences report in Birch is designed to help you see if your targeting is really working. It gives you a clear view of how each audience is performing, lets you compare them side by side, dig into detailed results, and even build new audiences from the ones that are performing best. You start by creating a report in the Analyze section, naming it, and selecting the ad account you want to pull data from. Then you can apply filters to focus on specific audiences. Choose the metrics you care about and set the time frame you want to analyze. You can track standard metrics like spend, impressions, CPM, and purchases, or create custom ones with the metric builder. And you can save sets of metrics so you can reuse them across reports without having to start from scratch each time. The report also gives you advanced controls like attribution windows to make sure conversions are tracked correctly and the option to ignore certain parameters so that audiences with small variations are treated as one. Once the report is generated, you can open audience details, see which ad sets they're being used in, and jump directly into Ads Manager through the ad set IDs. Filters can be applied to each metric to get more specific, such as showing only audiences with conversions above a certain number, and you can sort results to instantly spot the best or worst performers. If you want to understand why some audiences work better than others, you can select them and compare them in a side-by-side table that highlights differences in their settings. Sharing insights is simple since you can copy a public link, share the report with your team directly in Birch, or export everything as a CSV file. You can also add your own branding with a white label option to make the report client ready. The top audiences report makes it easier to see where your budget is going, which targeting is paying off, and where new opportunities might be hiding, giving you the kind of insight that helps you deliver better results with your campaigns. The Rule Logs and Activity section in Birch gives you a clear view of what your automations are doing behind the scenes. If you have ever wondered why a rule didn't fire or just want to double-check that everything is running smoothly, this is where you'll find the answers. Inside the Automate section, you can select your ad platform, hover over the rule you want to check, and open the logs. Here you'll see a table of recent checks, usually covering the past 7 days, showing when the rule ran in your time zone, how many items it looked at, how many it actually acted on, and whether any errors came up. Clicking into a log shows you even more detail, including which items were checked, which conditions were evaluated, and whether they passed or failed. You can switch between views to see all checks or only the ones where something happened, and you can filter by item name, ID, task type, or sort the logs to bring the most important checks to the top. Errors are highlighted in red and successful actions in green, and you can group items by their campaign or asset to spot patterns more easily. There is also a handy search feature that lets you paste an item ID and instantly see all the rules that have interacted with it. The activity section works like a live feed that shows you everything your rules and templates are doing across your account. It helps you see the bigger picture beyond one rule, and you can filter it by ad account, platform, rule name, action type, or even down to a specific campaign or ad. Every action shows the time it happened, the item name with a direct link to the ads manager, and the rule that triggered it. This view is especially helpful for catching errors or integration issues early, like when an account disconnects or a data source stops syncing. By keeping an eye here, you can quickly spot and fix problems before they affect performance. Together, the rule logs and activity section make it easier to understand, troubleshoot, and stay confident that your automations are working exactly the way you want. A couple of practical tips make these tools even more useful. Keep complex tasks in separate rules so each rule's logs tell a clean story, especially while you are getting your automations in place, and then use the activity feed as your high-level heartbeat to confirm the whole system is behaving. If you need to pull data out for a BI workflow, note that native export of rule logs and the activity feed is not available right now, though the team can sometimes suggest workarounds if you share your use case. For most day-to-day needs, the in-app logs and the activity stream, plus Slack or email notifications, give you the traceability you need to trust your automations. Explorer in Birch is built to give you deeper insights into how your meta ads are performing so you can spot what's working and what isn't before it's too late. It provides a flexible and clear view of your data and comes with ready-made templates that make setup easy. These templates let you start analyzing performance right away without spending time on manual configuration. You can choose to look at individual ads, group results by creatives or post IDs to see how specific assets perform across campaigns, or use custom groups based on your own naming conventions, like funnel stages or creative styles. Each template can be customized with the KPIs and time ranges that matter most to your goals. If you prefer, you can also build a report from scratch, naming it, selecting up to 5 ad accounts, applying filters, and adding up to 10 metrics. Explorer supports standard meta metrics, custom conversions, and data from integrated tools like Google Sheets, Wicked Reports, or Apps Flyer. You can adjust attribution settings, set timeframes, and fine-tune exactly how you want your data to appear. Once the report is generated, it opens in a table view with ad previews, links to Ads Manager, creative types, and performance data for your selected time periods. Charts are also included to help you visualize trends over time, making it easier to track what's moving the needle. One of the most powerful aspects of Explorer is how it connects with automation. From any individual ads report, you can quickly create a new rule, and all the filters and conditions you set in the report are carried over to the rule automatically. You can preview the ads that match before activating it, which keeps your setup accurate and saves time. By combining customizable templates, flexible reporting, and seamless integration with rules, Explorer helps you manage your campaigns in a more proactive way and make smarter decisions based on real performance data. There are a few practical considerations before you buy. Birch is strongest when you already have a point of view on optimization and want to encode it, so it will not think for you like a full AI media buyer that tests its own hypotheses. It executes the rules you set and shows you what is winning so you can steer. If your team prefers fully autonomous optimization, compare Birch against the emerging AI-led tools and be clear about how much control you want to keep. Because Birch rides the official APIs, some data freshness or control granularity can lag behind the native managers. And when platforms change policy or metrics, you may need to adjust rules to match. You should also align on governance, so automations do not fight with human edits during learning periods, and make sure your attribution source of truth is connected so rules fire on the numbers you trust. Finally, remember the total cost includes the subscription plus the time you spend designing your playbooks. The payoff is real-time saved and more consistent execution across accounts once those rules are in place. It is not a fit for everyone, especially if your budgets are tiny or you rarely test creative. But if you run ongoing spend, manage multiple brands, or report to clients weekly, the time savings and guardrails can be significant. If you're thinking, this is great, but I also need to generate lots of creative and launch across channels fast, you might look at some of the Birch alternatives like Ply. Play is an AI ad platform that lets you create, launch, and optimize campaigns across many networks from one place. The workflow starts with a brand context and prompt, then Ply generates copy, creative variations, and full campaign structures you can push to Meta, Google, TikTok, LinkedIn, and more. It positions itself as a cross-platform AI ad agent with quick launchers for Google Search and Performance Max, and a LinkedIn integration that handles objectives, targeting by title or seniority, and ongoing optimization without living inside every native UI. If you produce lots of variations, Ply's creative tools can spin out hundreds of ads with previews per placement, and there's even an AI UGC avatars option for ad-style videos. Targeting comes pre-built for each campaign with interests, lookalikes, and retargeting options ready to go. You can create audiences from engaged users, site visitors, people who watched certain videos, or your customer lists. Location targeting is straightforward, and each product can point to its own landing page so clicks go to the right place. Budget entry is simple. Apply can recommend a daily budget based on your price point, so you have a sensible starting plan without manual number crunching. Even if you begin on one channel, the home view shows how your ads would look across other platforms like Google Search, PMAX, YouTube, LinkedIn, and more. You can spin up those additional placements directly from that view, which makes true cross-platform launches feel seamless. Agencies are a big use case. Ply offers white labeling under your own domain with billing and client logins, plus a Stripe integration and a SaaS configurator so you can sell the tool as subscriptions or take a percentage of ad spend automatically. This matters if you want to package media execution as software with hands-off billing. Compared with Birch, the emphasis differs. Ply leans more into AI-assisted creation and fast guided launches across many channels with turnkey white label monetization. If you want deep, granular automations and a dedicated server-side data layer, Birch is stronger. If you want an AI co-pilot to produce creatives, spin up campaigns quickly across networks, and resell the platform under your brand, Ply is the simpler path. If that sounds like your workflow, Ply offers our audience a free trial with no credit card required. However, if Meta is your main arena and you want more AI guidance on what to create and scale, Madgicx is the other fork in the road. Madgicx is an agentic ads platform that focuses first on Meta and wraps creation, launch, optimization, and reporting into one AI-driven workflow. The pitch is that you stop hand-building every ad and instead use its AI ad generator and ad launcher to produce creative variations, deploy them to your Meta campaigns, and then let its optimization layer watch results and scale what works. The product emphasizes creative intelligence and predictive optimization, so you get suggestions on which formats and messages to push, automated budget movements, and a tracker that shows which creatives are winning so you can recycle winners and kill duds faster. If you live mostly in the Meta ecosystem and want more AI help with Creative Plus guardrails for budget and targeting, this is where Madgicx feels strongest. Under the hood, Madgicx supports building and duplicating a wide range of meta ad types through its launcher, including images, video, carousels, stories, and reels, with the option to generate fresh variations using the built-in AI image tool. The tool leans heavily into agent-style budget optimization and creative agents, which continuously reallocate spend and iterate creative ideas based on live performance rather than static rules. That makes it appealing if you want a more opinionated AI-led approach to campaign tuning rather than handcrafted rule trees. Compared with Birch, the two tools overlap on automation but differ in emphasis and coverage. Birch is a cross-platform control layer for Meta, Google, TikTok, and Snapchat that lets you encode your playbook with custom rules, bulk create ads at scale, run post boosting, route alerts, and improve conversion signal quality via its Signals Gateway and CAPI workflows, so it's built for teams that want precise, explainable automations and faster trafficking across multiple channels. Madgicx is more opinionated on Meta and leans into AI-generated creatives, predictive or agentic budget shifts, and creative intelligence to guide testing. So it's attractive if Meta is your main channel and you want heavier AI assistance on what to launch and when to scale. If you run multi-network programs or need bulk build and cross-channel rule logic, Birch tends to be the better fit. If your priority is Meta-first creative iteration with AI and you're comfortable with the platform's recommendation steering spend, Madgicx will feel more turnkey. If you want to give it a try, Madgicx offers our audience a 7-day free trial with no credit card required. The last Birch alternative is RedTrack. It's a first-party, cookieless ad tracking and attribution platform built to give you independent, server-side conversion data across Meta, Google, TikTok, and dozens of other sources in one dashboard. Its core job is to fix the gaps native platforms have after privacy changes by sending events directly from your server to the ad platforms via pre-built conversion API integrations, then reconciling costs and revenue down to the ad or placement so you can trust ROAS and CPA again. You connect traffic sources and storefronts, drop its first-party script or server-to-server postback, and RedTrack starts populating path and journey reports, syncing costs via APIs every few minutes, and showing where sales actually came from without third-party cookies. For affiliates and D2C teams, it also extends beyond paid ads with partner and influencer tracking, so you can keep referral, affiliate network, and paid traffic in one source of truth. On the safety side, it includes bot and click fraud filtering to protect budgets, and there's a Chrome extension to bring quick stats into your workflow. Compared with Birch, RedTrack is first an independent tracker and attribution engine that also offers management automations. Its value begins with accurate, platform-agnostic conversion data, cost sync, journey, and path reporting, and CAPI setups that restore measurement fidelity. If you need to build and iterate campaigns fast with rules, post boosting, bulk creation, and creative or audience insights across Meta, Google, TikTok, and Snapchat, Birch feels like the better daily cockpit. If your pain is measurement, unified, cookieless attribution across channels, partner and affiliate tracking, fraud filtering, and direct server-side integrations, RedTrack usually fits better, and you can still automate basic pause/scale behaviors on top of that data. Pricing is usage-based and starts at $99 per month with a 14-day free trial, and the tiers scale with your combined monthly ad spend across connected accounts. List prices commonly range from $99 up to around $1,800 per month before enterprise, with annual billing available at a discount. If you manage larger budgets, expect to pay more and factor that into your cost per managed dollar when comparing against other tools or building an internal automation stack. To sum it up, Birch is a practical control layer for paid social and search that helps small teams operate like larger ones. If that sounds like the kind of leverage you need, start with the trial with the link below this video. Wire up one account and see how much of your weekly checklist you can hand off to the platform.